Alrighty, so hello once again. This is my second video that I'm doing. If you watched my first video, you pretty much got the gist of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and hopefully why you guys are watching the second video. Or that you just want to see me mess up my words and fumble and point at things that aren't even on the screen. But let me check. I want to make sure the camera's on. Alrighty, it's on. I'm not a cinematographer, so I tend to mess these things up. Anyway, real estate. The first video I'm going to give you guys isn't like a how-to video. It isn't like a specifics. It's something that I'm going to do periodically after every property, just to give you guys a gist of how the last property went and how hopefully the properties in the future are going to go. This first video, though, is going to be based on the first property that I ever purchased and rented out. And then the second property that I purchased, remodeled, and rented out. The differences between the two and what I did different that really changed how they affected, how what I did affected how they performed. Real estate is I like to look at it as like this measuring tape, right? It's about yay tall, and depending on what you do, you're gonna gain yourself security and income and equity growth. But if you want to do the minimum and you don't want to put in the time and you don't want to put in the effort, then you could just gain yourself a liability and a huge headache that you don't want to deal with for the rest of your life. So put in the time, become a lifetime learner, watch what I'm putting out, but at the same time, know that there are so many other areas to dig into information. I put out a list earlier, Bigger Pockets, start from the beginning years all the way up through. Bigger Pockets and the books list that I put out. Awesome. Anyway, I'm going to get into it. So, the first house and the flip house. Why real estate? Well, as I told you guys earlier, you can have many reasons for real estate. But one of the biggest things for me is that it's actually one of the safest things you can do. A lot of people are scared of it, and that's what I'm hoping to help overcome with these videos and watching my real estate business grow. Because a lot of people don't want to jump in because they're too scared of that first step. Well, I'm trying to show you that the first step isn't so scary. So, before I start this video on the two different properties, I also want to tell you that there are different things that make these properties successful that somewhere else would have never worked. I'm just going to go for it because most of you guys are from Michigan, because that's where I'm from. Michigan? Hell no. Like, never. So, rental properties in Michigan, I'm sure they're fine. But for me, I wouldn't take a property from Michigan if somebody gave it to me. I mean, I'd take it. I'd take it and I'd sell it really quick and make a few bucks. But I would not invest in Michigan. This is why. Location, location, location. Everybody's already heard that before. Simple. But the great thing is location, location, location means something different for everybody. And this is what it means for me. First, location, state. There's different laws and regulations that dictate how your real estate is going to do in that state, how the remodel process will go, different renovation, back up, state laws and how you can renovate and permits, rental laws, and whether it's landlord friendly or renter friendly. So that comes with how, if somebody's not paying the rent, are you going to be able to get them off your property? Maybe not. Understanding your market pricing. If you don't understand the pricing of the housing market in your area, you can really screw this up. And then also it's market dependent. And what that means is it's kind of like the location thing. How's the job market? Is it a stable job market? Are these jobs that are in the area something that can go away? something that can change with, the season, something that can change with a fluctuation in the economy. You want a stable environment that you can trust. That's why personally I choose large military bases, because I don't know anywhere that's more stable than that. Constant income, guaranteed government jobs for guaranteed government pay, and they've been around for forever, and I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. So after that being said, I'm going to get into the two properties. So the first property I'm going to tell you about is the property that we purchased when we were still in Fort Bragg, and we were coming to Fort Sill for only about 5 months. And in this 5 months, I was going to be away from my wife one more time, not going to be seeing my wife or kids, and I decided, heck with that, I'm bringing them to Fort Sill. Nobody knew, I just did it. I don't care. Anyways, I brought them to Fort Sill and I bought a house. Now this first house, I knew real estate, but I didn't have really an opportunity to flip the property to really do a good job. So what I did was I just bought a house that I knew was in a good neighborhood, and I knew that it was worth the price that they were putting up there for it. So I paid $80,000 for this property, and when I purchased it, back it up. I paid $80,000 for the property. It was a 1,200 square foot house, and it was just, decent sized yard, nice neighborhood. The actual personal cost to me, because obviously I didn't pull $80,000 out of my pocket and just say, oh, here you go. No. The actual personal cost to me was only about $1,617 in closing costs. Now this is going to differ based on the mortgage you can get, obviously your credit information, and your situation. But that was me. So I bought the property. We lived in it for about 5 months, and then we moved out, rented it out. Boom, hit the market, rented it a month later. The actual gross income that it brought in was about $850 a month. My monthly cost was $627.33. The property management cost, $85. 10% for any fixing and for any issues or fixes that might have to be done to the property, while you're renting it out. They say 10% is about average for all properties that you should withhold for that. So that's what I'm going with. That's $85 a month. At the end of the day, I was pulling in a whopping $52.67 on that property every month. So let's just put it this way. If the market would have dropped a little bit and I had to lower my rents, I might have been paying out of pocket every month to afford to keep the house. So that was the first property. Not great so far. There's more to the story. Anyways, now let's move fast forward a little bit. I went to Korea, did a lot more studying, put my plan together, really dug into how I wanted to do my next property, right? And that's where we came back and we purchased the Rotherwood house. Now, I will say that my brother actually bought the property for the most part. I was just the one who picked the property, vetted the property, and put a lot of the hours in to flip the property. And he was just the one that handed me the money and trusted me to do it. I have a trusting brother. And lucky for him, it worked out. Well, not luck. Hold on. Not luck. He trusted me because I know what I'm doing. Scratch that. Hopefully I know what I'm doing. We'll find out. So, anyways, $85,000, $736,000. $85,736 is what we ended up paying for the property altogether. Now, the mortgage took care of most of it. We ended up putting $20,000 down, and there was $3,358 for the closing costs. Not bad. So the reason we put $20,000 down, we'll get into that in a different class. It's a completely another area. But that was our initial cost. Now, over the course of the remodel of this property, because it was an undervalued property that also needed a lot of updating, which is what we look for. The remodel of the property cost $7,985. Now that's another little secret. That'll come in a different video too. How I was able to flip that property for a little under $8,000, 2,000 square foot property for $8,000 in 4 months. This was a little unheard of. Square footage, we just said it, 2,186 square feet. The monthly rent on that property was about $1,400. So that was bringing in significantly more than the other property. Now the cost was the mortgage, taxes, and insurance was about $342 a month. The property management cost, $140 a month, 10% off the top for any repairs, another $140 a month. This property brought in a good bit more in monthly net cash flow, which is $777.95. Something I hate about a lot of real estate people, they talk all gross numbers, and anyway, we'll get into that more at another time. But anyway, I like to talk net numbers, because what does it matter what the gross profits are? What are you taking home at the end of the day? If you have $1 million company and you're taking home $100 a month, it don't mean nothing. It's the net profits that matter. So now you guys kind of see a little bit of it, right? You see that this property, without a flip or anything like that, $52 a month. This one, $777, but we had to put in about $31,000 to purchase the property, pay down the mortgage, and remodel the property. So now that I've given you a little taste of what we got out of the property in the short term, now I can actually show you guys what really matters, which is the long term and the bigger picture. So here's the exciting part. Boom, boom. So, how it earned and what it earned within the first year. So this is the first year for both properties. There's a lot more ways, technically 5 ways, that a property earns income and gains value. Well, 4 more ways than just cash flow. 5 ways including cash flow. So, first one. First property, $52 a month. Woohoo! $632 a year in cash flow. Appreciation, which is the amount gained through the appreciation of the market. So as the houses in the neighborhood or the city gain value and the market goes up, the appreciation on your house goes up, gains money, your house gains value, you gain value. So we gained $11,500 in appreciation with the first house that I bought, which is pretty awesome. 1 year. Principal reduction. Principal reduction is the amount that gets paid down on the loan provided by the renter's rental income. You get the rental income, you pay the mortgage, it pays down the principal that you owe. Principal reduction, you gain money that way. It's simple, I know. Non-refundable pet fee. You would think that it really wouldn't matter too much, but we actually got $700 last year, or not last year, the first year we had that property and just in pet fees. And actually none of the pets did any damage to the property, so it was just purely pocketed money. At the end of the year, we showed a loss of $1,000. Now, we got $14,153 out of that first property in the first year. But yet we showed a loss on our tax statement of $1,000. Sounds sketchy, but it's not. It's completely legit and legal in how that works by a lot of government incentives and a lot of different ways in claiming different things on your real estate. And that's going to be an entirely different class, and it's amazing. It's amazing what you can claim and what you can discount on your properties that will actually show you at a $1,000 loss after a $14,000 gain. Anyways, like I said, none of this is guaranteed. This is property dependent, situation dependent, state dependent. So it's not my word. It's just what happened, all right? All right, so the first property, $2,617. is what it cost out of pocket. So $2,500 out of pocket, $14,153 gain the first year. Am I trying to tell you this? I'm not trying to show off. It doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, I want to show you what you can do in real estate, how safe it actually can be if done right, and if you become a lifetime learner, how you can do the same exact thing, not even living in the area. Oh, by the way, did I mention to you that I bought the first property without ever stepping foot on the property or in Oklahoma? I did it all through inspections and real estate agents, and anyway, that's a whole nother class and information. So second property, here we go. I'm still jealous of my brother for this property. Like I said, it's his property pretty much. I just did a lot of the legwork. He did some work on it too. He did a lot of work on it too. He thinks he did more work on it. Anyways, so it's my test property. So my brother's property, Rotherwood, cash flow for within the first year was $9,335. So what that means is that $9,300 a year in cash flow, net cash flow. So the property will really pay off its mortgage in returns within the first 8 years, just with the cash flow. And that's not counting, I can never remember that one stupid phrase. Compound interest. Thank you. My gosh, I hate that phrase. Anyways, that's not counting compound interest. As you guys know, or maybe don't know, compound interest is powerful. And that will be much more than that in 8 years. But minusing out the compound interest, $9,000 a year, 8 to 10 years, pays for the property. Twice over. Once over. Scratch that. Don't care. All right, appreciation. It gained $15,600 in the first year in appreciation. Like I said, it's the value of the properties go up in the area based on the economy. Now, obviously, I know, and you guys know, and I'm not trying to throw one over you, values go up, values come down, values fluctuate. 2008, values crash, and people lose everything. But I'm also going to explain to you in a different video how I prevent or how I crash proof my real estate, and just how everyone else can crash proof their real estate unless they're an idiot and they don't want to, and they just want to be pulling all that money and not really preparing for something like 2008, which it happens. I mean, read the book Fooled by Randomness. Great book. Author, what a jerk. Good book though. I don't like the author. Seems like such a douche. Anyways, back to this. $15,600 in appreciation, equity growth. So the equity growth is actually the value that we gained in the property as soon as we finished the remodel and got the property back up to date. So we put $7,985 into the property with materials. We brought it up to date, made it all modern, made it look beautiful, and the property went from being worth $85,000 to then being worth $149,000 4 months later. So we gained $64,000 in equity growth in that property. That means if we wanted to take and sell the property today, we could just sell it, make our $50,000, put it in our pocket, and run away. But we don't want to. And that's in another video, because I'll explain to you why buying, remodeling, and renting is much more powerful than that. So anyways, I gotta get this, make this go quicker. Principal reduction, $1,945. Non-refundable pet fees, $350. Taxes, don't know yet, because we're right at that year point right now. We haven't done the taxes. Should be not too bad. There we go. Anyways, so total cost out of pocket, $31,344. I know it's a lot. But the total first year gains on that property with all this together is $91,230. So with both these properties together, we made over $100,000 in 4 to 6 months of work, worth of work. 4 to 6 months of the work, over $100,000. That's really with just me doing most of the work. Anyways, well, my brother, like I said, my brother pitched in. I gotta mention him or he could be all busy. Anyways, so there you have it. 14,153 from the first property that we really didn't even try that hard on. $91,230 in the first year from the second property. I wanted to show you guys this first because I wanted to hook you. The numbers are real. The chart's real. Past proven method, right? And there will be more to come. My main thing is this, that anybody can do this. It's not rocket science. I mean, most of you guys knew me when I was in high school. I wasn't school smart. I sucked at math. I couldn't read. I still can't spell. Thank God for the autocorrect. Anyways, it's not about that. It's about becoming a lifetime learner, digging into it, caring about it. It's about two things, lifetime learner and grit. You just have to have the grit to want to do it and the pressure and pain to drive you to do it. It's really too easy if you just put forth the effort. And that's what I want to do with these videos, and that's what I want to do with this. I want to show you how you can do the same exact thing and how it can actually be like reoccurring. Well, I hope it's reoccurring. I mean, so far it has been. And I wanted you to see the real estate investment group that we've started and that we've been working on, me and the other people involved in it. I want you to see it grow from the ground up. And if we fail, we fail. If we succeed, we succeed. I want you to be there for that. And I want you to learn through it regardless. And I hope that you've gained value through this, and I hope that this will help you, if anything, improve your life and make things better for you. And that's it. All right. Please watch the next video, and there will be a lot more information to come. And I hope to see you again.